If you feel guilty for saying no, this episode might challenge you. Because somewhere along the way, a lot of us started believing that being a good Christian means always saying yes. But the truth is, Jesus had boundaries. And if he had them, then maybe we're allowed to have them too. Somewhere, a lot of us started believing that being a good person or even a good Christian means always being available. Again, always saying yes, always helping, always showing up. And if we don't, we feel guilty. We feel like we failed someone, or worse, like we failed God. But here's the question that I have been thinking about a lot lately. If saying yes to everyone is the right thing to do, then why did Jesus have boundaries? And before anyone gets uncomfortable, stick with me for a minute, because the answer might set some of you free. Boundaries are something a lot of us struggle with, especially if you're someone who loves deeply, cares about people, and genuinely wants to help. But what often happens is this. We start saying yes to things we don't have the energy for. We carry responsibilities that were never ours. And slowly, without realizing it, our kindness turns into pressure. Sometimes what we call kindness is actually fear. Fear of disappointing someone, fear of conflict, fear of being seen as selfish. So instead of saying no, we just keep stretching ourselves thinner and thinner. Remember the question from the beginning? Why did Jesus have boundaries? Because when you actually look at his life, he didn't say yes to everyone. Not even close. There were crowds constantly asking for help, asking for his time. People wanting healing, people wanting answers, people wanting his attention. But there are multiple times in Scripture where Jesus stepped away. He rested. He prayed. He left crowds behind. And not because he didn't care, but because he understood something that a lot of us forget. You can love people without carrying everything for them. A boundary isn't rejection. It's clarity. It's simply telling the truth about what you can and cannot carry. And I'll be honest, this is something I've had to learn. I'm still learning in my own life, especially as a parent, because loving your child doesn't mean letting everything slide. It doesn't mean removing every consequence. And it definitely doesn't mean saying yes to things that aren't healthy. There have been times with my son where setting a boundary was hard, really hard. Because when you love someone that much, you want to make things easier for them. You want to fix things. You want to smooth things over. But I had to and still have to learn something important. Sometimes loving someone means holding the boundary, even when they don't like it, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it would be easier in the moment to just give in. Because boundaries aren't about control. They're about guidance. They're about protection. And sometimes they're about teaching someone that actions do have consequences. If you struggle with boundaries, you probably know this feeling. You say no and immediately feel guilty, like you did something wrong, like you should go back and fix it. But here's something important to remember. Not everyone will like your boundaries, and that's okay, because boundaries reveal something. They show who respects you and who was benefiting from your lack of limits. A boundary doesn't make you unloving. It makes your yes honest. Because when you stop saying yes out of guilt, the yes you do give actually means something. At the end of the day, you were never meant to be everything for everyone. You weren't designed to carry every problem, solve every crisis, or meet every expectation. That role belongs to God already. Your role is simply this: walk in wisdom, love people well, and sometimes loving people well means having the courage to say, that's not something I can do. Because boundaries aren't selfish, they're healthy. And sometimes they're exactly what love looks like. This is Sass With Faith. Thanks for tuning in.